Adventures, and I'm live right now in Helen, Georgia. One of my favorite places up here. It's kind of a tourist town, if you will, but it's also a really cool place. It's a place that I've been coming to since I was a child, and it's up in the North Georgia mountains, way up high in the mountains, and the entire town is like an Alpine town. It's pretty cool. It's actually a deed-restricted town, meaning that each structure that's built has to be approved by a committee to fit the motif of the Alpine town, if you will. So I think it's kind of cool. If you want to build a business here, you want to build a business, a building here, whatever, it has to meet the deed restrictions and it has to look like an Alpine town. And so what they've got here is a great little tourist mecca. I just paid $10 just to park. So they make money here. It's hand over fist. They've got everything here from candle making shops to fudge shops, and we're going to show you a lot of different shops and different things here to see in Helen, Georgia. I've got you guys on a tripod, so I'm going to be narrating as I go. I'm not going to do it selfie stick style. I'm going to do it stand-up style so that it's a little smoother for you guys. And I'm going to carry you around on a tripod so that it stays nice and calm. And then from there, we're going to go to each place and show you what there is in Helen. Now, if this was summertime, there would be rafters going down here right now. There's rafting places where you go get on the bus and they drive you up the rapids of about 10 miles or so, and then they put you in the water with an inner tube and you float your way back down. This water is always too cold for my you-know-what to be in it, so there you go. I'd have to wear a wetsuit, I think, because even in August, in the summertime, the water's about 68 degrees. So nothing you really want to go swimming in unless you just like the cold water. So anyway, I'm going to do a walk around town. Like I said, I paid to park, so we can stay here as long as we want. So I got a pretty good battery here. We should be good to go for a couple of hours even. So I'm going to take you guys on a complete tour of Helen, Georgia, and we'll see how this goes. I thought this might be interesting. Driving tours don't seem to get a lot of hits, but walking tours do. So I'm going to try this today and see if you guys like it. I'm going to narrate as I go. It's early in December. It does get busy here, but right now it's not too busy. The parking lot only about a quarter full, but as we get closer to Christmas, this will begin to get busier and busier out here. This is quite a Christmas town, if you will. And so there you go. What a cool place. And like I said, we're going to show it to you here. I'm going to take you guys on the walking tour here. This is, notice the locks. There's a whole story behind these locks. And they'll come out and remove all these locks and throw them in the garbage. It's something that started in this town, but the town doesn't like it. And so what the town has done is they've put up like a central location for locks, but it's just a big wall and everybody's lock gets lost on it somewhere. So people have started putting locks back down here again. It got so bad that they had to take the fence away up here. And when they took the fence away, they put up a block wall. So now you can't even see the river from under the bridge here. I have to admit, I was never really happy with the decisions that were made involving the locks. All these locks were put here with people's love, and then they were kind of just discarded. But you had to do something to wait on the bridge and things like that. But anyway, there you go. There's the river, up and down. I've eaten that restaurant over there about 4 or 5 times. My mom really loves the German food over there. Now, I don't eat a lot of German food myself, but they have American fare as well. It's a good restaurant anyway. And that place up there, I've never ate in that one. That one's a pretty neat looking place. I'd like to see the inside of it, but I've never actually ate there. All right, let me take a stop here. Take a quick look at, excuse me, I don't shave on vacation, so just I'll have to deal with that. Is there anybody chatting? I don't have a chat room. I guess nobody's chatting. Okay, well, we'll move on. I'll keep checking the chat room as we go. Okay. Lots of bars here. As you can see, lots of different places. These are the restrooms here. They're like a public restroom. And that's kind of cool. The parking lot where I park in, the easiest way and the way we always come into town is we walk under that bridge. Now, to finish telling you about those locks, remember the locks? Well, oh, I'm sorry, I tripped on the tripod there. Okay, the locks. People started putting them on and under the bridge, and the ones under the bridge weren't hurting anything, but the city here felt they were. So they went ahead and they removed all the locks and just threw them in the garbage. And I even released a video on it you can go find back on my channel. If you just type in Helen, Georgia, you will see the video that I did on it, and where I actually discuss how they took these locks that people put on the bridge because they love each other, and they locked that lock on the bridge, and the city just came and destroyed them. And I've always felt that it was terrible, that they should have been a way to save them, to utilize some method so that we could have preserved them. Even if it was to cut them and then just glue them onto something, at least they would have survived. But instead, what the city of Helen did in its infinite wisdom is they built this thing over here that now everybody's lock is all stuck on this one big thing over here. And you can't find anything on it. The locks are all hanging. And of course it's insufficient. It's full now. So the locks are hanging onto the locks. And it's, as you can see, it becomes a bit ridiculous. And the city of Helen, they've done some neat things. I mean, they've done a lot of really cool things to keep this town really neat. This lock thing was a debacle. It was an absolute debacle. I have several family members that put locks on the bridge, and their locks were cut and taken away, thrown away. And I even wrote letters to try to find out what happened to the locks, and they didn't respond to me. So it's typical government. They just they let it go and let it go and let it go and didn't do anything about it, didn't post any signs, didn't make any rules, didn't, change any structures or anything until it got to be too late. And then the only solution they had was to cut all of the locks completely off and discard them, and then build this structure here to allow people to come back and purchase a new lock at their gift stores. I see a pattern there. We're just going to cut all these. People bought all these locks in our gift stores, and then we're just going to cut them all off and make them come back and buy another lock in our gift store and put it back on the new thing here. And then eventually they'll probably get rid of this, and then you'll have to go back and buy another new lock at their gift stores and stick it on whatever the new structure is. I think it was a debacle. I really do. But that's the only negative thing I have about the town. I mean, if that's really the only negative thing you have about a place, I guess that's not so bad. But that's kind of the way I feel about this. It's been kind of a mess. Like I said, I wrote a kind of an angry video about it to put it up because I felt at the time that it wasn't really right the way that they were just discarding people's tokens of love that were placed on the bridge legally. And see, I think that's very important. The locks were placed there legally. They were allowing it. It was with the blessings of the city that the locks were placed there. And then all of a sudden, the locks are no longer welcome there, and they just cut them all off. It was terrible. It was a terrible decision. And I hope they all got voted out, but I didn't really follow it to see what happened. Just like with a lot of other things, sometimes you just have to hold them accountable, and that's what you do. But other than that, this is a great place. That's my only negative take on this town, was the lock debacle, as I call it, lock gate. But other than that, there's really been no real negatives. This town has a lot of really cool things. They've got a lot of tributes here to the armed forces, as you can see. This is a great little seating area here. They have bands and shows perform here, small shows in a public venue here. So that's kind of neat. And we're going to walk all across the other side too, so you're going to get to see it all while we're here. Notice everything is done up very Alpine style. I mean, everything is very Alpine style. And like I said, that's actually a requirement. If you were to build a building here, you would be required to put up whatever it is to make it. You'd have to pass, the board would have to say, yeah, that does looks Alpine, boom, you can put it up. Because that's what keeps this a really neat tourist place, is that all the buildings basically conform to this standard, no matter where you look. And they're all lit. Notice every one of them has lights for at night. And I have yet to see Helen at night, because if I'm here at night, that puts me an hour and 20 minutes from my cabin after dark, which I normally don't do. So there you go. Anyway, lots of really cool stores. I'm not going to go into stores because I would need to ask, and I'm not going to do that right now, unless I just happen to see somebody out at the corner that I can talk to. I don't want to make too big a deal for these people. After watching First Amendment auditors and everything, I don't want to make people uncomfortable and have the cops out here trying to get my ID, because they're not going to get it. All right. Here we go. This is the Swiss German Plaza. Let's take a walk down through here. T-shirt shops, jewelry shops, all kinds of. It is a tourist town. Yes, it's a tourist town. I mean, you know, you call it what it is, and then you enjoy what you got. But that's what this is. It's a tourist town. And I happen to like it. And I'm not big on tourist towns. Boy, they got enough lights there. That used to be like a knick-knack shop, and now it's something else. I'm going to go down here and show you. This is a really cool rock shop. Like I said, I'm not going to go in people's shops because I would need to ask permission to go on private property. I will if I get the opportunity, but I just want to show you the shops and stuff. If you're ever visiting this area, I mean, this is easy. It's fairly cheap. For $10, you can bring the whole family. You know, it's $10 to park, and that's pretty much it. Look at this place. Isn't that really cool in there? All kinds of really good gifts and neat keepsakes that you would... All right, sorry about that, guys. I hit the off button. All right, and you can see it goes way back in there. This is one of my favorite shops because they've got all kinds of rocks and minerals, and I'm really into natural rocks and minerals like quartz, stuff like that. I actually, like a lot of people are into diamonds, right? Well, I happen to be into the larger crystals that are less expensive, thank God. I love quartz, smoky quartz, rose quartz. Amethyst is probably my favorite, though. I really love amethyst. All right, this is kind of the alley behind town here. You can see there's another paid parking lot. There is several of these paid parking lots. They're all about $10 a day. The one I use over there, they give you a ticket and you can actually come and go through the day. So it's pretty convenient if you're, if you want to go down the street to fast food or something. There's a lot of restaurants here, but they're all sit down. They're a little more expensive. But, when you're on vacation and you want to experience a town or something like that, then possibly it would be worth it to you to go sit down at one of the German restaurants. Lots of really cool stuff. Lots of keepsakes type stuff. That's what they do here. It's like a touristy place. You want to buy something that you can take home to your family or show somebody that you were thinking about them on vacation. That's the main thing. Sorry if I turn you guys suddenly. I try not to put the camera in people's face. I really do. I'm not doing an audit. All right. Don't forget to subscribe and like and all that good stuff. We're this week I'm on vacation, but starting back next week we'll be live every night at 9 p.m. doing our multi-screen news and talk show right here on StarShip Adventures. But this week we're doing tours of different towns, and we're doing POTA, Parks on the Air, with amateur radio, and I'm doing both of those functions this week while I'm up here on vacation. I'm probably going to do one or two more parks on the way home. I'll try to bring you guys along. The internet's been really bad today. I like this here. It's like a mountaintop or something. I love those trees up there. Really cool. There's Helen Square across the street. As you guys probably already know, in the mountains, motorcycles are pretty big. A lot of people come spend their vacations up here in the mountains so that they have a beautiful place to ride their motor down these beautiful roads up here, and the windy ass roads, and it's a lot of fun on a motorcycle or in a Porsche. It's not as much fun in a semi, I can tell you that. Yeah. And here you go. These are the candles I was telling you about. When I was 12 years old, I was in this town, and they were making these candles. That's not a very good picture, but they were making these hand-carved candles. They would dip it and dip it, and dip it and dip it and dip it and dip it in all the different colors, over and over and over, and you end up with the the candle at the end, and then they just cut the top off and pull the wick out, and there you go. It's a candle. And we watched them make a blue and white one that was just beautiful. And we bought it. We came back 2 hours later when it had cooled, and they let us take it home. And my mom had that candle for like 30 years till it finally just got so nasty she threw it out. And then about 20 years ago, we were up here with friends, and we watched them make another one, and we bought it and put it at the cabin. It's just kind of one of those things, you know. We never burn them, we just buy them. But so I've had two of those different candles that were made here, right here in this shop, right up here on the right. Yep, right in there. And like I said, I'm not going to go in people's businesses without permission. So, all right, and here's another shot out the back. Beautiful place. Normally by this time of year, most all the leaves have already dropped. As you can see, some of them are still green. All the red oaks are beautiful red right now this time of year. And normally it would have been a few weeks ago. We're actually just a little bit late. Things are running a little late this year. Which is weird because winter technically came on a little early this year. Now this is one of the big fudge shops. This is the Hansel and Gretel fudge shop. I generally go in this one and buy gifts for people. This is one of the places I'll go in and buy gifts for people. They make the fudge right in there. I'm gonna walk back down and see if I can put you up to the window so you can see it. But this is all the Hansel and Gretel fudge shop. And you can see there they sell fudge right there at the counter. All kinds of gift packages and stuff. I want you to see if I can get you in the window here. This is all the fudge shop. It's huge. Here we go. Look, that's where they make the fudge in there. I don't think they're actually making any right this minute. But that right there, the tables right there, that's where they actually make the fudge. And you can see them in there helping people at the counter. All right, I'm checking the chat room. I'm not seeing a chat room. I wish I knew if you guys were chatting or not. looks like he's getting ready to make something. Maybe we'll hang out for just a minute. I think he's cleaning. I think he's cleaning that table is what he's doing. Those are cleaners, I think. Anyway, that's what they do. Look at that. They're getting ready to make some more apples. And this is called the Hansel and Gretel Fudge Shop. Hansel and Gretel Fudge Shop, right there. And I recommend. It's expensive, but everything's expensive nowadays. There's your QR code if you scan your television. There you go. All right, so that's Hansel and Gretel Fudge Shop, one of my favorites. And like I said, this candle shop's one of my favorites too. It used to be down at the end on the left, but they've moved back into the back over here. I think it was cheaper. Oh, there goes the train. Hot pretzels. You guys, if you like that kind of stuff, like fair food, you know, the stuff that you don't find every day, there's a lot of that here. And of course, a lot of gifts at the gift shops too. Back in 5 minutes. There's a big fat Spider-Man. Yep, right in here is where the candle shop used to be. That used to be divided into two different stores. It's now one. And in case you guys want to show you, if you look up Helen, Georgia, there's a couple of webcams that you can see. Live webcams. One of them looks from almost this view right here. And that's because it's right there where all the wasps are flying around up there. You see it? That's the webcam right there. That's one of the two. And then the other one is way down there, just to the left of the bridge down there, shooting back this way. And so if you guys go to Helen, look up, Helen live webcams, you'll find those two really good webcams. If they're still up, I assume they are. I haven't looked them up in a while. But anyway, let's go over here and see what's going on.
You have a tattoo?
There's the police. They're pretty cool around here. It's a tourist town. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, the cops are generally a lot cooler in tourist towns. Because being pricks to all the people doesn't seem to serve you well in a tourist town. But everywhere else it works fine. Okay, so here we go. This is like the little train depot here where the train goes. This is the restrooms on the other side of town. And that's it, guys. Where I walked in over there, and we're still going to go down the other side. I got a lot of stuff to show you guys, but where we went down under the bridge and came up and I showed you the restroom right there, that was the one end of town, and this is the other end of town. It's not all that big. It really isn't all that big. It is a really neat place, though. Look how beautiful it is here. Leaves are all changing. And again, guys, I'm just trying not to put the cam in everybody's face. There's the train.
How we doing?
Pretty good. How you doing, sir?
Excellent, excellent.
See the windmill? Center picture. Cool bar, huh? It's not even open yet. It will be though. Oh, there's a photo booth. Here's the Christmas shop. Oh shoot, I should have brought one of my stickers. Man, darn, I should have brought one of my stickers. The Christmas shop. You guys believe it's almost Christmas? I was, an ad came on yesterday on YouTube. I was just watching some of my First Amendment guys, and an ad came on, and it was like, jing, 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 jing. I'm like, oh shit, it's Christmas, I forgot. Oh, kind of surprised me for a second, but it didn't last long. There we go. Aren't these cool places? That's a hotel back there you can stay in. I just love this town. I'll walk another block and then I'm going to cross the street and I'm going to come back the other side. And we'll walk all the way back up the other side. There's quite a bit to see over there. There's some really neat rock shops and stuff over there. So I've come here probably, if I had to put like a stupid number on it, like totally like try to guess right, I would say 35 times, 40 times I've been here. And I'm not exaggerating. I started coming here when I was 9 or 10 years old. We would take 2-week vacations up here in the mountains in mid-July just to get out of the heat in Florida. It was just to get out of the heat in Florida. That's all we were doing it for. And we would come spend 2 weeks up here in the mountain, just going 2 or 3 days in each park, and then just going and moving right on to the next one. We would stay all over the mountains up here in Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee, and even a little bit in South Carolina. Passing on a double yellow line, and then she had the audacity to honk. Another really cool bar. They got really cool bars here. The nightlife here must be great. I've never been here at night. I love those ceiling fans. Look at them cool ceiling fans. Tell me that ain't some neat shit. Little heaters and stuff. Neat little place there. But yeah, the nightlife here must be something else, because there's a lot of bars. I like the lights. Oh, here's the little grocery store. This is like a grocery store in Delhi right here. I've gone in there before. I mean, you can buy like regular stuff in there, but it's also kind of got a lot of like touristy stuff in there too. It's kind of like, it's almost like a Circle K and a Knick Knack Shock all in one. Food, lots of food type gift stuff. Really neat place. Really cool. I want to give you guys a better shot of this. This is the hotel across the street here. I'm gonna walk across the street so that I can show you better. Here we go. Look up there. That's the Heidi Hotel. That's the Heidi Hotel. Isn't that cool? You could stay there. Isn't that a neat place? They got like little cottages and little places to stay, multiple buildings. Really cool. It's right next to the doggone coffee place.
unless you want to. No, I'll do it.
All right, there's not too much more. This is it. This is the end of town. There's a church and a few things down there, a couple of hotels, but I'm not going to walk any further. That's pretty much the end of town right there. So I'm 1 block from the crosswalk, so I can cross here legally as soon as there's not cars coming. And yeah, you're probably thinking, why does he think of stupid shit like that? Well, I think of stupid shit like that because the cops think of stupid shit like that. And I don't want to be messed with, so I'm kind of particular. I follow all the rules and all the laws, and then if you harass me, it's on you, because I can then deal with it accordingly. It always sucks when you get into an argument with a cop and you start to, when you explain it to somebody, you start it with, well, I was speeding, but no, you were speeding. That's how it started. He has you. I like to be like right. And that way, I generally never have problems. I haven't been confronted by a cop in 30 years. All right, there's the sign for the Heidi Motel. Notice everything here, everything, even the signs and the buildings, everything conforms to that standard. Even here, kind of outside of town, still everything conforms to that standard. It's so important. I mean, the reason everything looks like an Alpine town is because they made everybody build their buildings to look like an Alpine town. Although I'm sure most of them would have done it anyway because it just makes sense. I know the camera doesn't do it any justice, but the skies are so blue up here. I'm not used to seeing it. Down in Florida, the skies are always pale blue because of the humidity. I get up here in the mountains. We're about just under 3,000 feet here, and there's no humidity. It's dry, crisp air, and the sky is just an amazing color of blue. Absolutely amazing. All right, I'm gonna stop. I do not see a chat room. So I don't know why I don't see a chat room. I'm going to see if there's something I can do. Let me see here. There's no button on here that will do it. All right, if anybody's chatting, but I'm going to keep on going. I don't see any chat at all in here. And there's no button to bring it up. I just hit every one of them. Wow. Nice wind coming through here. I'm sorry I can't see the chat. I don't know if it's on my end or what. Nothing's working right now because when you're up here, the internet is always intermittent. It's always low. It's always slow. All right, I just got a text. Hold on. Oh, for God's sake. Why? I am so sick of YouTube. You guys have no idea how tired I get of YouTube's bullshit. All right, there's no chat, so that's why our viewership's been so low. I'm going to end this and take the 10 minutes to start a new one and see if I can get the chat to work. God damn, I hate this. I'll be back.